All right, so as you can tell by my voice, I've been a little bit under the weather as of recently. Um, and that is why, I have a whole bunch of videos that I'm going to be recording of movies that I've checked out over the past couple of days. And I apologize for my voice being the way that it is. And if I blow your ears out when I cough, my apologies for that. But I'm going to press forward and I'm going to try my best to give you guys my best reviews of all the movies that I've seen over the weekend as best as I can. Starting out with this one. And this movie, like, Warner Brothers must have been thinking to themselves, like, oh, so this is what Joker 2 is supposed to be. And there it goes, and there's my horrible cough. But the movie that I am, of course, talking about is The Bride. This movie stars the woman who I think is going to be walking away with the Oscar next week. Jesse Buckley, Christian Bale, Annette Bening, Jake Gyllenhaal, Peter Skarsgård, Penelope Cruz, as well as a whole host of others. And it tells a very different tale of the Bride of Frankenstein, how she was created, and her adventures with Frankie as they traverse 1920s and 1930s America, essentially, as kind of the Bonnie and Clyde of the world. This movie, I'll just get this out of the way immediately. This movie is absolutely batshit bonkers, but in the best way possible. This is so stylized and so unique in such its own way that, it's very distinguishable from a crowd. And if you know me, or if you ever get to know me, one of the things that I love is that, when people don't, you know, play inside of the boundaries, whenever people break boundaries and try something, whether it be from a writing perspective or a cinematography perspective or from a score perspective, it's like I have massive respect for that, because it's like either it works and it becomes maybe the new norm, or if it doesn't, it's just like cast off to the side. And sometimes I really like, the cast offs or the rejects, or, the toys that don't typically get played with most of the time. And I find an interest in those. And this, I have a feeling, is going to be one of those where it's like people are going to talk about it, but it's going to be like maybe for negative reasons. But I want to talk about it for its positive reasons. Starting off with the fact that, it's so distinctive. The way that it is shot and filmed is just so distinctive, so unique. And I credit that wholly to Maggie Gyllenhaal, who is the writer and director for this movie. We have, of course, talked about Maggie Gyllenhaal as an actor. We talked about her in our Dark Knight review, and I really loved her performance in that. But I've not done any research heading into this, but this may be her first film. It may not be, but it is certainly the first time that I'm checking out a film that's made by her. And she has a very distinct vision of how she wanted to make this. And not even to mention the fact that, this was not the movie that I was expecting it to be. I was not expecting possessions in this movie at all. There's a slight spoiler, but Jessie Buckley's character, named Ida, even though she does not take on that name for much of the movie. She is actually possessed by Mary Shelley, the person who wrote Frankenstein. And I found that angle of this movie to be very intriguing, very interesting, which leads to an absolutely unhinged performance from Jessie Buckley. Like, I saw Hamnet yesterday, reminding me again why she's going to win the Oscar next weekend. And just going from seeing The Bride to Hamnet is very jarring. And her chemistry with Christian Bale, who plays Frankie in this, is absolutely incredible. Both of them are absolutely unhinged in the best way possible, and their chemistry is absolutely off the charts. Excuse me. Peter Skarsgård, who you may recognize from the Batman, as well as Penelope Cruz, their chemistry together is also really, really good as well. Everyone in the cast is absolutely phenomenal in this movie. Really good performances. Lawrence Shear was the cinematographer for this movie, and I thought he did a really good job of... Because there are a couple points where it transitions from color to black and white as well, and all the black and white stuff is shot magnificently. And there are a couple of instances where you really see, like, I don't want to coin it this way, but it's probably the best way for me to describe it, like the Oppenheimer effect of seeing kind of things that lead to kind of the creation of life, essentially. The music in this, done by Hildur Guðmundsdóttir. I know I butchered that horribly. Same composer that did both of the Joker movies is at it once again, and this soundtrack is absolutely amazing, absolutely stunning. It fit the absolute craziness and unhingedness of this movie to an absolute T, and it was really, really good. Overall, man, I had a fun time watching this. If you are willing to buy in to this movie's insanity and the absolutely off-kilter energy that this movie is going to be bringing to you, then you're in for one hell of a ride. Because I certainly was not expecting some of the directions that this was going to go in, and the absolute unhinged energy that this movie brought was an absolute roller coaster of a ride, but it was an absolutely fun roller coaster to ride on. Writing and direction was really good. Performances in this were also really good. The production design and the costuming was also really good as well. Score, really good. Like, I had a really fun time with this. I know it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but, some people are going to like it, some people are not. It's just a matter of, are you going to, want to buy into the insanity? And I certainly bought in, and I had a fun time watching it. But those are just my opinions. What did you guys think of The Bride? Let me know down in the comments below, and hopefully my voice gets to getting better relatively soon. But that's pretty much it for me on this one, guys. Be safe out there, and if your partner ever gets involved in like an accident type of deal, You could dig her out of the grave and try and reanimate her back to life. You could do that. Or, you could, find another way to, show your love in a different way. Maybe like getting a pet. Like that may be the safer route, to go down. So, just keep your options in mind. And I will catch you guys next time.